This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is a Fast Break Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Alongside me, as always, is Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
And Dave Oster.
Hey, everybody.
And today, we are doing our mock draft 2.0. We are back. That was really douchey of me. Mock draft 2.0. We are also going to throw in Wet Boys there, but we're super excited to be back in the mock draft business. And the more we look into this, the more you guys did a big board on the Frontside Podcast. The more we spent a week on this, the more I'm realizing this draft class isn't so great. And last year was pretty damn special.
A little bit.
Last year was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and we look back at the year before, the year prior, 2016, like the first time we all did a mock draft together on the podcast. Like that year was super special. Like, because I mean, it was our first year, and then we also had the Markelle versus Lonzo stuff, and that draft class has kind of lost a little bit of shine just because Markelle hasn't been playing, Lonzo hasn't been great, Josh Jackson hasn't been great, but still, like
JT though.
JT.
But JT though.
And Doncic too. But that one was a fun draft class, and obviously there was plenty of talent going into the 12th pick. But right now, it doesn't feel like that's really happening, and we suffer a couple losses, especially with Bol being injured. But we'll talk all about that, and we'll also do our Wet Boys, our weekly segment, or we're probably just going to have to name it to the James Harden segment.
I can't help it.
What, this is 3 straight weeks?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
Let's hope we get the double.
But before we get into that, please rate us 5 stars on iTunes. We got our audio downloads listen for the year 2018. We had our best year, wasn't even close, and that's all thanks to everyone who listens on iTunes, everyone who listens on Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher, any podcasting service out there that we're available on. It's all thanks to you, so we want to thank you for that. And if again you are on iTunes, you do have the time, please rate us 5 stars. It means an absolute ton to us. So if you do have that opportunity, please take the time out of your day and do that for us. We greatly appreciate if you do that. And if you do it, tweet at us that you gave us that review. I'll retweet you. I'll talk to you. I'll give you a big thanks too, because we truly do appreciate it. But let's jump into Wet Boys. We're talking about the soggiest of shooters, the dampest of dudes, the wettest of boys, the moistest of men as well.
You said the title in the...
I got to get back in the swing of things. I've been off for about a month now. But we're getting into the guys that absolutely balled off over the past week, the guys who had fantastic outings, historic performances, and I'll start off this week. Weirdly enough, because we talk about historic performances, and I got to give a shout out to my boy, Jusuf Nurkic. 20 points per game over the past 3 games, 13 total rebounds, 6 assists, 57% from the field, 79% from the line. Not the best candidate out there because, like Ricky said, he was thinking about a guy like Luka Doncic out there. A lot of great games. Gordon Hayward was out there. He dropped 36 on like 11 or 14 shooting.
Yeah.
But Jusuf Nurkic not only won this game, but against the Sacramento Kings, but he had a 5x5, 24 points, 23 boards, 7 assists, 5 steals, 5 blocks. Shout out to Jusuf Nurkic. That's the second 5x5 this year. Anthony Davis actually had one against Philly back on November 11th, or November 21st. 12 points, 16 boards, 6 assists, 5 blocks, 5 steals. They lost that game, and he got destroyed by Joel Embiid. So much that NBAHoopsOnline.com, the one that follows all my 5x5s, does not have AD on there. They do have Nurkic on there.
It might have been like a stat correction one. I don't know.
They do not have Anthony Davis on there, though. So shout out to Nurkic. I guess the only legit 5x5 this year. So Nurkic gets a Wet Boy. But Ricky, we'll go to you.
Well, I was going to say that with mine, I was thinking go to Dave first, but I'll go to mine. Karl-Anthony Towns. I had basically 3 in my head.
Sure.
Luka was 1 because the movie had on playoff P, like shaking him out of his shoes. And then my favorite thing of Luka this week is he sees himself on the board and just gives a little golf clap, just a little clap. I have to apologize to Luka. I hated on him all through the draft process.
What happens when it...
Well, he proved me wrong, and now I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying the Luka. I'm enjoying the Luka Doncic.
Just say what we're all thinking.
I mean, I didn't say that. I would never say that. But basically, it was Luka.
The line's 3 feet further back.
Joe was my second one. Almost gave it to Embiid, but I like Karl-Anthony Towns averaging a double-double this week with 16 boards, 30 points, shooting a ridiculous clip from not just the field, but from 3 as well. Got to keep the T-Wolf train going. Derek got it last week. Karl's going to get this week.
And also, Cat was massively locked in defensively, too. He bullied the shit out of the Miami team so much that he was very close to getting a 5x5 as well. He was like 2 steals away or something like that because he had 34 points, 18 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 6 blocks. So he was a monster.
He's inconsistently incredible.
Yeah, 100%. And he's never locked in, but when he is, he's very scary.
Yeah, it's unprecedented how efficient he is for a fucking big man. I never get over it.
Yeah, he's insane. I mean, we talked about this last year. He was like one of 17 players to shoot 50, 45, and 90% or 85% from 3, and it was like incredible.
Great company.
Yeah, I mean, he's massively efficient, still super young, and also just shout out to Luka too. I mean, he's a highlight machine. And like
those step backs, just all day.
Insane. In the past 3 games, 20 points, 44% from the field, 41% from 3. 83% from the line, 6 boards, 5 assists. Insane. Awesome kid.
Yeah. All love to him.
Give us your weapon.
Unfortunately, I'm just going with the easy one because James Harden, for once, beat the refs. James Harden usually gets the ref assist. Now he beats the refs. Like, look, James Harden popped off again this week, putting up 43, 11, and 10. No big deal. Just shooting 41% from the field, 44% from 3 on volume shooting. Did I mention volume shooting from 3? Because the man's a fucking trebuchet out there. Like, it's just so many shots.
I don't know. He's a marksman. He was a sniper last night.
He was a sniper, but I'm just saying, like, the amount of shots he's taking is insane, but he's doing everything this Rockets team needs because they don't have a second star in Chris Paul because he's hurt all the damn time.
Well, and here's the talk now. He's now leader in the clubhouse. He's got 4 wet boys. AD has 3. D-Rose has 3. LeBron and Steph have 2, along with KD, who has 2. Looking at that leaderboard, James Harden obviously has 4, and I think he has 4 in the past month or something like that.
3 in the past 3 weeks.
We look at AD, what he did last year. He took a massive run last year in the second half when DeMarcus went out. Is this just a run, or is he going to dominate the wet boys? Is this going to be like LeBron James last year?
I was looking at it, though, because, like, AD is tied with or almost tied with the most that he had last year. He only had 4. Harden has now surpassed all of his wet boys from last year. He only had it with 3.
Well, he's tied
Our
with
MVP last year at 3.
He was tied last year with. I mean, that doesn't matter because Giannis is probably still our
with
MVP. Well,
Joe.
It's Harden versus Giannis.
I'm about
right
to
now.
drop that one. Yeah,
Yeah, it's Harden versus Giannis right now. But I mean, Giannis hasn't gotten a ton of wet boy love.
Yeah, he's just trashing terrible teams in the East.
I mean, Giannis only got 2 last year too.
Well, what I was saying is AD last year, who came in second, is at 4. James Harden's already at 4. So that was the point I was making.
Yeah, and I mean the other thing that I was looking at that is kind of surreal is last year we had a total of 44 players get at least 1 wet boy odd. You say that, we're already at 28. Well, 27 because we had a team last year, we have a team this year. So we're already at 27. If we continue the pace, I think that we could have more wet boys than we had last year.
I love the show. I love giving out wet boys to like guys who don't get the praise nationally, but like what James Harden is doing.
You just have Michael Beasley at wet boy last year.
I think that was you. I think that was Dave. Be easy.
I was looking at this Gerald Green, Vince Carter. I think I gave BC that one. Isaiah Thomas.
I'm pretty sure I gave BC one.
Torian Prince too.
He was a monster for the Knicks. He was shooting so efficiently. He came and he won them a game. Had to give him props.
I forgot Nick Collison was a wet boy too last year.
He retired.
But yeah, no, I mean it's a fun award. We have 28 right now compared to 45, so I think we're on pace to surpass that.
Have we had a doubled up week ever in wet boy history? Like 2 people giving wet boy to 1 person?
No, see, I don't like that. Like you and him,
would both give it to like Harden for a week.
No, we can't. That's not allowed in the rules.
If it were allowed, do you think James Harden would have warranted it in the last 3 weeks? Any of the 3 weeks?
No, I think
me personally, I wouldn't have done it because I like to spread the love.
I think
but from a deserving standpoint, 43 fucking points in a triple-double.
I see, but it's the thing where it's like, I'm not disagreeing with that. It was like, it's not a full triple-double because it was like 9.7.
You round up. Fair enough.
I mean, close enough. But I think for us to ever think we need to double up, it needs to, we did double up. Didn't we last year during the postseason?
Postseason,
you two
did. Field, though.
I didn't. I didn't agree with it.
I think that's the thing is like it has to be historic in the postseason.
Fair enough.
I think that's the only way, because like right now the field's too massive. I mean, we're talking about guys that should have gotten Wet Boys, and
True.
Harden's out here dominating, and unless someone drops like 150 in a week, like I think that's going to be the only way someone gets that.
It's not too far off.
Also,
No, like 100 points in a game, and then 50 points in a game.
Oh, it's only 2 games.
Yeah, or like,
okay.
and then like 25. Like it's got to be something stupid.
All right.
Also, I found it. Dave did give Be Easy
He
his Wet
deserved
Boy.
it.
He had 28.3 points per game. This is before you were rounding up on the sheets.
Nice.
28.3.
It saves more space.
A 8.7 rebounds per game, 1.3 blocks, 57% from the field, 71 from 3.
He was on fire.
Did you find that in the email? Or did you
No, I
first
found I went to the video.
Oh,
I gave
okay.
it to Kyle Kuzma. You gave it to DeMar DeRozan that week.
Nice.
DeRozan, triple-double.
Yeah, and also Kawhi getting booed and getting called the traitor by San Antonio. So shout out to San Antonio fans. I know you like.
But he's not. But he's
I know I
not a
liked you for a reason.
snake. He's not a snake like KD.
Yeah, Toronto just giving up another historic night to another player. That's all they do.
And obviously the most historic of that would be Kobe's 81. Shout out Jalen Rose.
Absolutely.
But let's get into our fantasy update. Boys, Rome is falling. We are down to 80 points in 6th place. I'm going to check and make sure that's not all from today. It's not. We've only lost 1 point from today. We have 80 points. Chicago Pizza Makers at 83. Super Hippo at 86. So, damn, that's a huge rise for Kyle. Team Grantham at 90.5. Big Ballers at 100. And Philadelphia 0-76ers still. Our boy Kyle Craig sitting at 104.5. We have fallen in field goals made. We are now 6th. Field goal percentage, we have dropped a ton. Someone on our team became a chucker. Might be Justin Holiday.
Now he's going to the Grease.
Yeah, so maybe
His shot attempts will go down at least.
Yeah, and maybe he kind of gets that field goal percentage up. But right now,
we can hope.
We are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th place in field goal percentage. Still bottom 3rd in free throw percentage. That has not moved. So we're not tanking in that. No. We're not getting worse. 3-pointers made, we are 5th.
Nice.
Right? Yeah, 5th. 3-point percentage, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Rebounds, we are in 2nd. Assists, we are in 3rd. Steals, we are in 3rd. Blocks, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. And points, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th. So
not bad.
I mean, we need to make a little bit of a push. I know you guys probably did not check out the free agents.
Totally didn't.
John Wall, obviously a free agent. He's injured. We're not picking him up. Batum's a free agent. He's been playing decently recently. Didn't mean to rhyme there. But he's been shooting efficiently. He's only been averaging like 8 points. He doesn't put up a ton of points. Mm-hmm. He gets some blocks and steals. There's no one really jumping out to me. I mean, do you think there's any place that we should attack? I mean, looking at the most added player in basketball leagues in ESPN, like the 8th person is Meta World Peace. So really can't trust anything from this site.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I don't honestly know that there is one unless you think that like the Bulls are suddenly going to not sour on Jabari Parker all of a sudden.
I mean, what did you say again is what we really need? What would you
field goal percentage is has dipped.
Jabari's at 45% from the field, and he's making about 6 a game. I mean, is it better than Justin Holiday though?
What is Justin?
Justin gets us the threes though.
Yeah, and he also does steals and blocks too.
Yeah.
And I would like to see how he goes and plays on a defensive team, because maybe that even goes up a little bit more because he'll get more opportunities. And obviously he's playing with Conley, he's playing with Gasol, he's playing with Jaren Jackson, so seeing that might give him a little bit of a boost. And steals, he's still been good. I mean, like before he got traded against Toronto, he had 4 steals. Against Washington, he had 3 steals. So I think the biggest thing with him is just shooting. I think field goal percentage, I think if we go after that, we'd probably have to look after bigs just to kind of bump that up a little bit. A guy that I would probably look at that's making a lot would maybe be like Rashawn Holmes, who's shooting 67.
He's got great energy off that bench.
Yeah, 3.1 shots a game. I mean, that might just bump us up a ton. I don't really see any like massive field goals made with a great percentage.
Is there a reason why people are dropping Batum? recent? Because like I'm looking
Because
at
he doesn't put up a ton.
well, I'm just looking at like his field goal percentage is 3-point percentage 40 is
but
not
it's
terrible.
it's not a good volume. Like he's only making like 1 or 2 a game.
Okay.
So like even though he's a fine percentage player, he's not getting a ton of minutes because he's a bad basketball player. And like he's putting up like he's a better fantasy player weirdly enough than he is an actual basketball player. Like the Hornets do not trust him. They do not play him a ton. So like then you look at like maybe Jeff Green, who's shooting 49% on 4 attempts and like four made a game. Each one more 5.4 and 48% from the field. But that's the only thing is like if we probably need someone who can make a ton of shots and then also at a high percentage. So we're either looking at a guard who's driving to the rim like an each one more, or like from the outside uncontested because he's got AD on his team, or just a big who's mainly around the net like Rashawn Holmes. So
yeah, I think Rashawn Holmes is one that interests me probably the most. I don't know that I kind of want to see what Justin does on the Grizz before we move on from him. Is that weird of me? Am I lingering too much on him?
I agree with that. Because, I mean, he was really, really good.
He hit a really hot streak.
Yeah, and maybe that was just a hot streak. And
but
also,
now,
Otto Porter's been horrible. So, like, and we still have him on our team. Like, I'm more willing to get away from Otto Porter, but also Otto Porter has been injured. He's only played 2 games back. So, I don't know. I worry
see him
about
without John Wall. Everybody eats, right?
Yeah.
That's the...
And we're still hoping for DeMarcus to come back, too. Danny Green hasn't been good. I'd be fine moving away from Danny Green. He has not been able to shoot the ball. So maybe just drop Danny Green and pick up like Rashawn Holmes or each one.
That one could be interesting.
Okay. So let's do that. There we go.
Works for me.
That's our move. Let us know if you have any ideas of what we should do for our fantasy team, and if we should be picking up a different player, if we should be making some trades. We don't want to be in 6th. We want to get back up to the top 4. It felt good to be close to the king.
Yeah. We got pretty close to the sun.
Yeah. I mean, well, we got up to like 88 points, which was close to 3rd. I want to at least be 3rd at some point this year. So if everyone wants to tank, that'd be cool too.
If you ain't first, you're last. That's how I look at it.
We should do this. Last. If you are, if you're not us and you win the league, you don't get a 1st round, 2nd round, or 3rd round draft pick next year.
Yikes.
So it's just tank. Just tank. It's fine. Just tank and you'll be great.
But not us. So if we win the league, we still get
If we win the league, we get everything. We get actually every 1st round pick.